Loading. Got it. Okay. Are we live?
I think we are.
I think we are. I'm just going to give it one more minute just in case. Okay, cool. I think we're live. Hi, Facebook. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to close that window down. So I want to introduce the amazing Sheila V. I love this woman so much. But Sheila, my love, please introduce yourself for everybody.
So I'm Sheila V. and
tell me again.
I'm Sheila V. I'm an author of a book called Brave, Courageously Live Your Truth. I keynote speak. I'm a medium, psychic, reader, and transformational coach and mentor. Amazing.
I love that. Just if you guys have not had a reading with Sheila, you need to make sure you have a reading with Sheila. So she's so powerful at what she does. Okay, cool. So Sheila, I'd love to just interview you and get to know, let the audience get to know you a little bit and your experience. So this is an opportunity for them to see what you do, see your work, find out a little bit about what it's like to work with me. And if they also want to connect with you, then they can also do that as well. So I'm just going to ask you some questions and obviously just tell us anything that you want to share and anything that you think would benefit them. So my first question is, how would you describe Nina as a person and what is Nina like to work with?
So Nina is a ball of fire energy that you need in your life. I'm a ball of fire energy. So when I met Nina, it was like just the obvious next choice in terms of finding someone to really take my business sales-wise to the next level, because I had a book coming out. And I spent years writing this book. So I got a publishing deal. It's in bookstores all around Australia and New Zealand. Got released in May 2021. And it was like the sales in my business weren't really being supported by what I was doing. So to describe, you, Nina, you came into my life and you just saw all the blind spots I couldn't see, all the processes and systems I didn't have in place. You're highly intuitive yourself, so I felt like it was a match made in heaven. And you saw like kind of the steps I needed to take, and you've literally guided me through the steps. So my business is so much better for knowing you, and I'm 100% better for knowing you and having you in my life.
Oh, I love that. I love having you in my life. And I love that we've also built such an amazing, beautiful friendship as well, which has been such a beautiful gift. So we'll talk about results in a moment, but I'd love to know, what were your results in your business before we started working together?
So the revenue I was making was vacillating between sort of 5,000 up to 8,000 a month. Like a very basic month was 5. A solid month was 8, and a pretty good month was touching 10,000 before I started working with you.
And what has it been like now since working with me?
Well, I've been recently having months of 15,000, and I can already see, even with some of the new programs we've recently just developed in the session we just had, I'm going to get to 20, 30,000 a month. And that's actually my vision board. It's easily 20, 30,000 months. So cracking 15 was a big deal. I just had never had that kind of revenue in 1 month. And it's like, it's not even the revenue. It's like, there's this thing I'm meant to do, and I'm meant to help a lot of people. And I was like, I got to start helping a lot more people. So you've just given me more of a vehicle to do that. And the revenues is like the absolute bonus around it.
Amazing. And so you've hit those consistent 10K months now. I remember when we first chatted, it was quite intermittent. And now, you've gone from 8 to 10 to 15. So how does it feel now, being able to have that consistent stream of revenue coming in?
So exciting. And I feel like comfortable, like it's a new normal for me. Like to have like that much that many new sort of discovery calls and clients coming in. I've got the systems in place now. I'm feeling much more comfortable about the sales process. And it's like, I don't know, I spent like a couple of years in the void where you're like, am I going to make it as an entrepreneur? Am I going to make it as a business owner? How do I differentiate myself? And it was like, I can't seem to get above a certain income level. And it was just because I just did not know how to do it. I didn't have the systems and processes in place. So, yeah.
I love that. It's probably one of the most challenging things, right? As coaches, a lot of our clients do not know what they do not know. So now you have come out the other end. What do you feel were your blind spots that you were unaware of before we started working together?
So, you know, I'm a really talented and gifted psychic medium, and a lot of people I've read globally around the world. So it was like easy to track those kinds of clients. And I've also written like a psychic development program. So I had all these obvious gifts and capabilities. That was a bit of a no-brainer. But the blind spot was like, how do you lead a client from having a reading to like working with you? And some would even say, I want to work with you. And I'd be like, I don't really even know how that works and the price points. And I was offering different deals to different people, and I was putting them off, like a self-sabotaging in a big way. That was another blind spot, like my self-sabotage language I was using, not returning phone calls, you know, not really understanding the nurture sequence to really help a client, because they've got blind spots too and wanting to work with you. So I've got like now 10 women in my the Courageous Path mentor program, which is the transformation program, and it's linked to the book. And it's like I didn't realize how much nurturing they needed just to get into the program and want to work with me. Like they want to work with me. There's such a strong desire there and such a strong attraction. But there was this constant block to signing up. And I was like, I didn't get it because it just seemed so aligned. So you helped me see the blocks they had.
I love that. And I think we've also, have we doubled your prices? Without sharing with people what your current price point is, have we doubled, or we're close to? We've been
yeah,
close
we've doubled. We've doubled the price point. Absolutely,
amazing, and we've doubled the price point income as well, right?
Double the income, double the price point, and you know, even just getting a line, I'm now globally recognized with my book being available around in the UK, the US, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand. Or I've got a French book deal, it'll be available in France in January next year. So my prices are now in US dollars. Not something I had a bit of a block around that. It's just like the next logical steps in my business have just happened.
Yay, I'm so proud of you. So my next question is, does Nina's conscious sales method work?
100%. It works. No questions.
Okay, so what were some of the fears and concerns that you had prior to working with me, and how do you feel that these have been met?
I just the fears were like, I just didn't know. I just did not know what to do. My fear was I wasn't ever going to figure it out. So I've worked with other sort of coaches and mentors before, and it's like I never really cracked the egg, cracked the rock to get the solution. So I thought this is going to be just another course where I'm just going to be still, you know, floundering. That was a fear, and the fear was, yeah, like I was just never going to get there.
And I know that you were working with a couple other mentors at the same time of when you decided to work with me as well. And so keeping those in mind, the fears that you had and the fact that you're working with other mentors, how do you feel that those fears have been met now, and how did you move through it?
Yeah, look, and I'm a advocate for multiple mentors. I've got multiple mentors right now. Like every teacher and guide in my life has given me such a richness. So everything's complementary. The thing with you, Nina, you got a sweet spot with the sales stuff. Like you really seem to know. I was hitting up against, like I'd have a couple of wins and then I'd have a bit of a no, and then I'd come to you going, why do they say no? And then you'd always have an answer. Because so you really just know the space of sales with your real estate background, and you've been doing it for a decade. So your sweet spot is just getting clients to really see your own gifts and buy from you. That's the gift you have.
And you obviously saw that that was the spot that you were missing.
That was the one spot I was missing. That I really was like, how do I get transformed? And you know, you transformed the sales was like such a missing. I didn't want to do phone calls. I didn't want to have to be persistent with people. You know, that was not something I wanted to do.
And so what about now?
Yeah, I'm excited because the more I sell, the more I can help people.
I love that. And it's exactly right. Like the sales just becomes a reflection of the value that we provide.
Yeah.
And so what is the community like? What's the conscious sales community like? What's my container like? What are my other clients like? What's it like to be part of it?
Your community are all conscious. I mean, you're a conscious sales coach. So there's a lot of healers and intuitive people, and nearly everyone's a coach or a mentor, or, they're all selling, things to increase the consciousness of humanity. So it's a really friendly, beautiful community. I've become friends with other people in your container, and they've become clients of mine as well. So it's a really beautiful container to be in, to be held by, to help, to find other clients. When I say find other clients, I mean other people that are aligned with what I did was exciting. I was like, wow, there's people here I can help. There's people here that have helped me. So I've used other people's services in the container. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very collaborative space. I love that we can just all work together, and we're all here to support each other. And so, Sheila, what do you think makes Nina and her programs, courses different to others that you have invested in?
I think you really know yourselves, your sales process. The evergreen program is really cool. I've done that self-study, and it's got really good, the language you use, the resistances you come up against. So the actual teaching modules are brilliant.
Amazing. Okay. And so what, in your opinion, what would you say is the biggest benefit of working with me so far?
Like literally it's translated through to sales. It's translated through to an actual tangible business result. Your fun needs, I look forward to our one-on-one sessions. You help me with just life and challenges, and you're intuitive yourself. So I feel like I'm connecting with someone who I think can really read me and read the energy around me.
Yes, it's so much fun working with you as well. It's one of the things of being able to have a business. We get to choose our soul aligned clients, and it's such an honor to be able to work with you. How long realistically do you think it would have taken you to hit those 15K months if we hadn't have worked together?
I don't know if I would have got there. I don't know. You changed a lot of my thinking. So I don't think I could have got there without a coach like you.
This is why we're here together. I love that so much. So what would you say, Sheila, to someone who resonates with me and my teachings, but they are just sitting on the fence and they are just scared? What's the piece of advice that you would say to them?
The more you delay, the more you'll suffer. You'll suffer as an entrepreneur, wondering when you're going to be able to pay the bills, and you're suffering because you've got this amazing gift to give the world, and you feel a bit ripped off because it's not happening, and you feel like the universe doesn't have your back, and so just don't delay it anymore.
Says the woman who is brave.
Wrote the book called Brave and lives the life of brave.
So Sheila, what's possible for you now? What's opened up that maybe wasn't so visible and open compared to a few months ago?
Like my book is globally, available internationally, and I have a global message. And what's opened up now is a global audience for me specifically. It's courses that can be run around the world, systems and processes that allow for transactions to happen when I'm asleep. I'm able to interact. I'm able just to offer my service in different time zones to a lot more people.
Yay!
Yay!
So what advice would you give to someone who's watching this and they're like, wow, Sheila's such an inspiration. I want to be just like you. What piece of advice would you give to people who want to be where you are?
So I never gave up. I started writing my book in 2017, right? So it was years of resilience and grit, and I had a vision, and I always knew I could create my vision and make it happen if I didn't quit. And there's a chapter in my book called Soul Tribes where I talk about the power of soul, like soul sisters, soul brothers, mothers, and fathers around you, of a soulmate connection. And so since I've had that awakening all those years ago to my psychic and mediumistic abilities, I just knew I have to become magnetic. And I have to, and I've found I've attracted constantly the right person and the right people around me. So I just feel I've got to do that, amplify.
And so they just need to take action and do the work and amplify.
Take big action. Don't give up. Do the work. Have time to rest, and have solid people around you that can guide the light in the path forward.
I love that. I love that. And so Sheila, tell us again, who do you serve? Who do you work with?
I work with a lot of women in corporate that have had spiritual awakenings to their gifts, or they just want to just get more in touch with their intuition. So I offer a program. It's called the Awakening Intuition program. It's like a 10-week course, self-study with live calls with me weekly. And this isn't about becoming a psychic reader if you want to. It's the perfect foundational course just to step into the light worker path. However, this course is like, it just allows you to access yourself. And so my clients love that program. I seriously transform people in my psychic medium readings. Even at the end of every single one, I'm like, wow, that's amazing experience for me and them, because it's just, I see magic and miracles happen. So an introduction to like what I do is just booking a reading with me. And, you know, within that container, just seeing what I can offer and seeing how I can help you transform your life. And then that's an invitation to working with me in a bigger way. And then buy my book, Brave. If you just want to sit at home and read an awesome book that's going to transform your way of thinking so you feel less alone in the world, read Brave.
So
Available at W and Target and Kmart and Dimmicks, on Book Depository, Booktopia, online, Amazon, everywhere.
So Sheila, share with us your website. So if people want to connect with you, everything is pretty much available on your website.
Yeah, SheilaV.co. So SheilaV.co.
Yay! Thank you, Sheila. And from the bottom, let me just unpin you for 2 seconds. Oh, here we go. From the bottom of my heart, I would love to just say thank you so much for your commitment and the work that you do and the transformation that you provide, because I'm just seeing all these ripple effects, like ripple, 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 ripple. And yeah, you are someone who is already changing the world, and you are inspiring me and so many others around us. And thank you for walking the path. Thank you for being courageous. Thank you for being brave when I know it's fucking hard sometimes. I just swore on Facebook. Facebook's not going to like it. Oh, well. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting yourself. And thank you for trusting the process.
Thank you, Nina, for being in my life. Love to you.
Love to you. Bye, everyone.